5. Alright, that looks good. This looks good. Close that, grab this. Alright. Live for NFL talk. Close that. Alright, we'll see if anyone comes by. If not, we'll call it early. Alright, let's get this. Close that out of the way. Close that get that out of the way. Finally got it open. There we go. Alright, this is up and moving. Alright, well, how's everybody doing? Who's ever might be tuning in? Give it a little bit for some people to show up, I guess. Really don't know how many people are even going to come by. What's up, Daniel? It's kind of a question mark. It's like, we'll see. Been good, man. I've been good. How you been? I've been enjoying time with family. You know. What's up, Ape? Space Spear, man of many names. Yeah, how's everybody doing? We'll do like a cool in probably like 30 minutes. We'll like do like a tier list of all the quarterbacks. We have top 1 through 35. So there'll be a few guys. We'll put those the non-starters at like 33 through 35. Oh, nice. It's always good to be off work. It's always a good feeling, right? Good. I'm good. It's good, Nathan. How you doing, man? Welcome. There really isn't a ton of news. That's kind of why last night was delayed, on top of the fact that like I was a little busy, but for like news, it's really just Deshaun Watson stuff, and that his meeting is this Tuesday. So we'll probably know more about Deshaun Watson's fate this coming week. Yeah, I mean, that's really it. I mean, it's kind of a dead period in the NFL, so I kind of understand why people would be like, well, there isn't really much to talk about with the news, but it's like, well, we can always do a quarterback ranking. What's up, Jeremy? Vikings 9-8, maybe. So we'll do that. I mean, there's rewatchability in a stream like this if we have a fun ranking playback on it. So I don't know. It'll be pretty fun. That'll be the fun part of the stream, I would assume. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll wait a little while to get really like into meat of content, but we'll kind of just bullshit around for now. Tomlin being on the hot seat is ridiculously hilarious. Yeah, who said he's on the hot seat? With limited or high expectations, he always been doing what he does best. It'd be weird if a coach going into a rebuild was put on a hot seat. It's like, well, what do you mean he's on a hot seat? His quarterback just he's rebuilding a team now. If the Steelers didn't want him to be a part of the future, they'd have fired him, or like they'd have parted ways this offseason. You know what I mean? Like that would have happened more so than him being allowed to like rebuild the team in the way that he views, you know? Um, Even if they win like 4 games this year, they're not. He's literally not on the hot seat. If anything, I would say he's probably one of the safest coaches for the next like 3 to 4 years, basically because they're rebuilding. Um, so I mean, we'll see. We'll see. This year, yeah, I don't understand why people would think Tomlin's job is in any kind of jeopardy at this point. You know, they would have parted ways. You think the Bills are going 10-7? I would say better. Oh, you're a Lions fan now. Well, Lions might go 10-7, maybe. I don't know. I doubt that. They would need a lot to happen. Baker, yeah, Seattle. It seems like Seattle's going to be the team for Baker. That's another thing that kind of happened. There's all kinds of reports that Baker's going to wind up playing with the what's the name, the Steelers, or with the Seahawks. So seems like there's like mutual interest to sign him, get him there long term, play a lot of games, yada yada yada. Yeah, I mean he gets up to like 8 or 9 games, even with the terrible quarterback situation. Yeah, I mean you guys have had Big Ben for the Hall of Famer, so I really wouldn't say the quarterback situation's been terrible. I mean when Ben wasn't available, the situation was pretty bad. Yeah, that was pretty comically bad. So, yeah, if you haven't left a like, consider doing so. That'll help the stream out. There's barely anyone here. I think we have 6 likes, so that's a pretty low amount. Baker's going to a team that is already in the rebuild process, I would imagine. We'll see. Yeah, that's probably the Seahawks, I would say. I wouldn't even think that there's a lot of speculation. We'll get to that, Steelers Nation. That's a bit a while ago. Chiefs man, because you updated my TikTok of Hill leaving Chiefs and said that Bill's ready for them week 6 on YouTube. Oh, that stinks, JJ. What's up, Mike? JJ, I don't know what team you root for. Like all 32 teams in the NFL, so I don't really know what. Oh, all right. I didn't know you were a Bills fan. You just said you were a Lions fan, a Panthers fan, a Vikings fan. Now you're a Bills fan. It's hard to follow. I will be honest. Tease what to tease. I don't know. Damn, the likes are the amount of people watching are just going down. I don't know how much longer the stream will last. There's just no one interested in this stream, huh? What's annoying is like when people come in and talk football and then they don't come to a football stream. It's like, well, why would you come into my baseball streams and talk about football then? It's like, here's your chance to finally come talk about football, and it's no one ever shows up. Yeah, there's just 4 people here. Yeah. I guess notifications must not have been sent out for the stream for no reason whatsoever. Oh, you only get 3 a day. I haven't used a notification in 48 hours, so. Yeah. I don't know, Nathan. It's just confusing. It's like, well, all these people want to talk about the goddamn football all the time when I'm trying to talk about baseball. And should have just titled this baseball talk, and everyone would have came in and talked about the NFL. That it is. That it is. Oh well. We'll go for like a half hour, and if no one really wants to show up, then we'll probably just call it. Or we'll just do the ranking with very little input from other people, so it'll be very biased in my favor. 'Tis what it is. Because right now, number one in the NFL is here. Well, hold on. Let me do something. Because right now you're looking at this. And no one's really here to fight me on it, so... Is what it is on that. You're good, Mike. And it is also like, I don't know, Saturday in the middle of summer too, so I do understand that people might just be busy too. Don't get me wrong on those ends. I kind of understand the difficulty of a stream in the evening time of summer, especially on a weekend. My channel already does pretty poorly on Saturdays. But I don't know. Really, any NFL topic is good to talk about if there's something that you've noticed. Peyton Manning's little nephew's going to Texas. That's pretty cool. Herbert in the top 5? Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, maybe. We'll get to that when we get to that, right? I don't actually have... a like preset order in my mind for anything. I guess one of the things we could pre-set up for this is who we think the non-starters are. Let me reset this. What's up, Nick? Starting to you kind of have to like look at teams and how like the offseason went for them and how they drafted, how things kind of went at the end of the season, if it's like a new regime. I don't know. I kind of like the Lions as a dark horse. I mean, it's kind of because I'm a slight fan of them, right? Like they're my second team I like to root for. What's up, Tom? There's this like binary issue where I'm like, am I overseeing the Lions? But I've never really picked them to be like a dark horse team that I've liked. I think the Lions could shock a lot of people right now. Just the quarter. I think we'll do quarterbacks and production that we could see out of the quarterback heading into the 2023 or 2022-2023 season. So it's nothing really to do with last season, though you can use it as kind of like a basis of development. But it's how we feel that things are going to go for them heading into the 2022-2023 season, which is kind of why you could like pre-set up and be like, all right, well, the backups are clearly going to be people like we don't really know where Baker's going to go, so we'll put him in the bottom list. I mean, we could, because he's still there. Daniel Jones on the Giants, I think, is still the starter. Like, I think Drew Lock is right now the starter for Seattle. I think Sam Darnold's the starter for the Panthers, so we'll move him out. Joe Flacco's definitely not a starter. Teddy Bridgewater isn't a starter. Where's Jimmy Garoppolo? I don't even see Jimmy G. All right, he's not even on this list, so that's not a big deal. All right, the rest are starters. There we go. These are the non-starters. Baker, Cam, Flacco, and Bridgewater were on the list. I'm guessing Darnold's going to start. I guess I'll say Jets. I think their offensive line is incredibly interesting. Yeah, but I mean, hold on. The way I look at the Jets, or teams like the Jets, Who else is another like bad team that kind of like really retooled really aggressively? Like the Jets wouldn't be that surprising if they were good. I think Mariota is the expected starter for the Falcons right now. I don't see him on here though. This isn't quite up to date with post draft. It looks like. So we'll make it work. Well, we might have to use these guys as like fill-ins for certain spots. We'll make it work when we get there. You saw the stats showing how Mac had the most throwing, had most games throwing 65 completion percentage of games last season. Yeah, Mac's super accurate. Like I don't know, I really wouldn't be surprised if a team like the Jets was good because like they did spend a lot of money and put in a lot of good pieces in the offseason. So that's not really like a dark horse team for me. I mean, I guess it could be based on how they played last year. But like, there's pretty high expectations around the New York Jets, I would say, this season. Hey, what's up, Lewis? I had a store manager. He was going to talk to the one coworker that was yelling at me. Oh, hell yeah, Lewis. That's good. At least they'll try to deal with the situation and make it a lot better for you. Make it so that guy calms down and doesn't do that anymore. Hell yeah, that's good, man. So yeah, Jets could be a little different, but I don't know. Jets, Lions could be good dark horse teams, I guess. A team like the Texans, if you think they're going to be good, would be a good little like dark horse pick team. But I don't really see Houston as a good team this year. If you think like somehow Seattle is like better than what they look like, then they'd be like a dark horse team. But like I don't see it. Atlanta, but they might be the worst team in the league this year. So it's kind of one of them. You kind of got to just look at bad teams and go, are they really that bad? But I could see why you'd say like a team like the Jets because it's like they're clearly a lot better than what like you see on paper or anything like that. So I don't know. Is my mic sounding like unbearable to listen to, and is that why people aren't staying and listening? Is there like some like audio problem? Yeah, we're up to 10 likes. I appreciate that. Kind. Seattle is eating in the dark horse's poop for me. Yeah, they're going to be pretty bad. It seems good. All right. Well, that's good at least. I was just making sure like it isn't like an audio issue. I was like, damn, it sounded like all like hot dog shit. Oh yeah, they put that in the news. Arch Manning committed to Texas. But I don't know. What else is kind of news right now? We already know. Kind of, I think we. I mean that Jalen Ferguson for the Ravens passed away this last week. Yeah, I heard about the most recent news with Watson since we last did everything is he did settle 20. I mean, I guess we could talk about Watson now. Watson settled, I believe, 20 of 24 of his lawsuits. So that means there's only 4 like civil cases left against him, and those cases weren't really settled, so those will probably still go to court. Yada yada, blah 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 blah. That's all whatever. But the more important part of the Deshaun Watson thing, I guess, for our purposes, because we're not really like a legal, like a crime channel, a drama channel. You know, I don't really want to get into the weeds of all that. But for our intents, for our convenience, not really convenience. What's the word I'm looking for? For our purposes, the Deshaun Watson situation is coming down to Tuesday this week is when all the meetings will start. So there's Sunday, Monday, and then boom, Tuesday we could be sitting and finding out what will happen with Deshaun. Let me find out the... Yeah. Cleveland quarterback Deshaun Watson's hearing before disciplinary officer Sue Robinson jointly appointed by the NFL and NFL Players Association begins on Tuesday. So we'll figure out what they're going to There's not really much extra news other than this is going to happen. They're going to start the meeting, and we'll find out pretty soon. Not today, Ozzy. I'm taking it off on that just because I don't really like to watch the late games or like stream them just because it would, like, if I was to start it, I would go till like 11:30 then stop, and it would be weird. I'm gonna do tomorrow afternoon's game. I've seen on the Lions since they got golf. I'm not sure who else I'd have as a surprise. Yeah, Lions they're the only ones with the surprise. All you have to do is say things quiet with a serious tone. Wait, what are you talking about, Mike? In my opinion, the guy needs to be suspended for a season, up being banned from playing in the NFL indefinitely. I don't know if an indefinite suspension is warranted, especially since it's not necessarily clear what happened, right? And I'll say this again, there could be 20. Oh, for the crime stream? Yeah, I know, Mike. That would be I wouldn't be good for it. I'd be like, welcome to Rob After Dark. We're going to talk about the murder of this white bitch who went camping all the time with her boyfriend, and he went crazy and choked a bitch and threw her into a ravine and then killed himself in the Florida Everglades. That's how I'd cover the Gabby. That's my version of true crime. Yeah, I'd be like, damn, they fucking choked the shit out that bitch. I'd be like this. I'd be denigrating people and shit. They'd be like, this is very uncomfortable. He's referred to the victim as the white bitch 31 times. And he keeps questioning why she would do that. Why would you go camping with a 35-year-old man who's balding? I'd just be... I'd be victim blaming, like, oh, what a dumb bitch. Oh, that guy's stupid. He should have never slept with that crazy whore. And just, yeah, I wouldn't be good for that. What's up, Lions fan? I think the Lions will win 7 or 8 games this year, in all honesty. What the fuck? Sounds like it's about to thunderstorm outside. But it would be fun to watch you stream The Quarry if you're interested in that new thriller. I'll look at it. I'll check it out. Check out a trailer or something. What's up, Stingin' Rays? How you doing, boss? Yeah, exactly. You've already made your money. You don't have to keep being a YouTube camping person. Yeah, about 7 or 8. Oh, you're hearing the thunder? Yeah, it's pretty loud. Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's quite the thunder. I said the lightning. Yeah, you heard the lightning? Isn't that crazy? Well, I'm glad well, if I just vanish at any point, you know why. But yeah. I'll check out The Quarry though. Did I miss anything? But yeah, with Watson though, like right now it's kind of like, oh yeah, that was awesome. I can't believe by the way, yeah, the Yankees got no hit today by the Astros. If you haven't heard, it was a combined no hitter by the Astros. Very cool. The last time the Yankees actually got no hit though, without it being a combined effort, I think was like the 50s. Yankees are a very hard team to no hit. They never get no hit. 2003 was the last time a team even threw a combined no hitter against them. So it's pretty crazy that the Astros pulled that off. And the Astros were the last team to also no-hit the Yankees, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I'd have to say the Lions have the best chance at upsetting. Yeah, they could really be a shock team, the Lions. I would say, Mike, yeah. No, Tom, there's it's all reports, but like the thing with the Patriots, I don't think they're actually doing like official coordinators, official coaches for position X, Y, or Z. I don't really think the Patriots are doing that. Like they might like, oh, this guy's the coordinator, but like I'm sure we have a run game coordinator, a pass game coordinator, a blocking coordinator, a special teams coordinator. I'm sure on defense we have a defensive run game coordinator, a defensive pass game coordinator. I'm sure interposition coaching, you'll have a guy like Patricia who will do like, who's always done like offensive line work. He'll work with like defensive line, offensive line, the linebacking, or like secondary work. And so I don't really think the Patriots have necessary like for example, Joe Judge does a lot of work with quarterbacks, and like Matt Patricia, yeah, he does like he might be calling plays or like be like a part of that team, but he also like works. He's very heavily involved with offensive line, like he was before he went over to the Lions. So like we know that he was a defensive coordinator, but if you kind of also know I think he was like part of the offensive line coaching group. So you know what I mean? It's kind of like, do we even have coaches? I mean, who's our defensive coordinator? Steven Belichick? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, Bias had a three-homer game. Or has a three-homer game streak, and he's got an eight-game hitting streak that I hope he continues in the this evening. Do you want to do this? I was kind of hoping there to be more people before we started the fun part, the tier list. So I'll see if we can get back up to around 8 or 9 people, and then we'll probably start the funner stuff. Yeah, but like the Patriots really don't do like coaches stuff, like roles and like I don't know. Damn, we're down to 3 people left. Sheesh. Unless it's doing that thing where it's like, yeah, there's only 3 people, but you know, it's way more than that. Because there's only 3 people here. I mean, this stream's pretty dead. Yeah, it's I don't know, and plus like nothing's been announced officially. I think that was just all rumors and whatever. Yeah, exactly, Mike. That Mac was teaching people offense. So does it really matter that fucking we don't really you know, very little that those guys are actually gonna do other than like help him with certain things. What's up, Phil? Hey, what's up, Phil? Yeah, I appreciate the like, man. Might help get a few more people in here. Yeah, exactly, Mike. There's besides Joe Judge and Patricia may not be the best head coaches, but every single player swears by them as coordinators. Like I've never met one player who said like it's like this weird just we're just kind of discussing whatever, Phil, until maybe a few more people show up. Then we'll do a quarterback ranking list. I appreciate that, Tom. Yeah, and I like talking about the NFL, but for whatever reason, this time of year, football is just it's just such a dead subject. And yeah, baseball for I think people I don't know. I'm just as controversial in baseball, but I think in football I tend to Patriots fandom tends to ward people off, I think, to some extent. Um I don't know. But again, it's also kind of the middle of summer. People are kind of burnt on it and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, and Tigers are also a big fan base. Um, yeah, with football and baseball, right? That's always kind of the hardest. I'll answer that question in a second, Nathan. With football and baseball, I would say I know and understand baseball probably better than I do football. And I would say individually, I'm a bigger Tigers fan than I am a fan of football. Like, because I can sit there and watch like 162 games, right? Like, that's a pretty impressive thing. And like, I care about every single game. I'm very uncritical of being a fan of that team. Like, but with football, I come into this like, I'm a more aggressive fan. I'm more passionate about it. Um, I get more like into the games than I do with baseball, but I like baseball more. It's kind of a confusing situation. And I think with baseball people, they can tell I know like a lot of the game. Like with football, I feel like people don't really think I know much as much, and I probably don't. With like baseball, I can like sit there and like rattle off what the pitch is going to be, where it should be thrown, and then they'll throw it there, and you'll see like immediate success from like me. Like baseball is way longer, so yeah, I'm able to like compose and like I seem probably like I know a lot more. Like I'm able to like almost to like a coaching level of like, wow, he's actually like fucking calling pitch locations and what pitch should be thrown, and then that happens and like a fucking out occurs. So it's not even like it almost seems like I know more and I'm more in tune with baseball, but I enjoy football a lot more. It's so hard to explain. No, I would say baseball is my favorite sport, but I'm more passionate about football. As in fan in football, the seasons are way shorter, so you can burn bright. Exactly, Mike. Yeah, it's that too. It's a lot more passionate of a sport than baseball is for me, but I like baseball way more. Yeah, there really, Phil. To be honest, there isn't a ton of NFL news, as due to there being so many games that aren't in critical of terms of win and losses. That and they seem to take longer and longer on the mound. Yeah, I can't wait for the pitch clock. That'll help a lot out. 20-second pitch limits. Trust me, when the pitch clocks happen, I think more people will like baseball. If they become 2.5 hour events. Let me read what you said. You think Mac Jones has the best leverage between Fields and Wilson? Yeah, no, he's better than all those rookies. I'm a little worried about Trevor Lawrence now that he's got real coaching, but like we'll see, right? Yeah, the pitch clock is being implemented next season. It's been a beautiful addition in minor league baseball. Everyone likes it. Anyway, let's get back onto the football topic really quick. So yeah, the biggest news is Deshaun Watson's fate will start being decided Tuesday, which I mean I would imagine by the end of the week we'll know the results of these meetings. I mean the meetings could last a day. Because I mean it's kind of like it seems like there's indication that it's like leaning toward a possible season suspension. I think that's kind of where everything's at. And I think that's where the NFLPA is comfortable to let Deshaun like actually be suspended as far as, you know, like give him a season. I do believe that the players union is heavily involved though to avoid the indefinite suspension. Yeah, I would agree, Mike. The only question is Lawrence and his weapons. So that's probably the one thing that's kind of like holding things up and kind of keeping things in this kind of weird stasis. So, or here we are, though. We're about to find out. Is the fact that we know the NFLPA won't let Deshaun get more than the indefinite. They won't. They're not. It's going to be a fight if it's an indefinite suspension. But if it's a season, then, you know, I think we'll just, you know, next season we'll see Deshaun, not this year. Boy, oh boy, though, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, I would imagine this this here meeting that's coming up is the source of a lot of stress for you. You're just sitting there going, well, it's are we having a good season or not? I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, whatever. It's a season suspension. Then who gives a shit? It's what he should have got. If I mean, I'll be honest. I don't really think he should get any games. Beat 2 indictments. 20 of them cases weren't serious enough to take it to court. So he settled. Yeah, I appreciate that, Tom. I appreciate the likes. Thank you very much if you have left one. I don't know. We'll see how everything plays in court, and we'll see what happens. But right now, I'm still on the side of Deshaun. I hate that when people say the logic of guilty people don't, or innocent people don't settle. Yeah, they actually do all the time. Yeah, again, I really don't know if Deshaun should get much time. I mean, I would say a season is a bit much, but that's probably what they're gonna have to give him. So people shut the fuck up and don't go, well, that's not very fair to
Calvin Ridley, who was gambling on games, which is explicitly against the contract under potential banishment from the league. But what about Ridley, who broke a rule that he signed that said he wouldn't gamble or else he'd get kicked out the league potentially? Durr.
I fucking hate people like that so much. It's like, why? First of all, why are you comparing Calvin Ridley to a rapist? Don't fucking do that to Calvin Ridley. What he did is nowhere near as bad as what anybody comparing him is. They're like, they give Calvin Ridley a season, but if you beat a woman, you only get 4 games. Like, why are you comparing Calvin Ridley to a woman beater? That's so unfair to Calvin Ridley. Like, don't, like, compare him to people who also bet on games. Like, you know, don't fucking be like, well, why is his suspension different? It's like, first of all, please don't do that to Calvin Ridley. He should never be in the same breath as Deshaun Watson. What Calvin did is not that bad. But you know what the problem is? When you sign a contract with the NFL, it's like, I think it's like right in the fucking wording, you can't gamble. Like it's like big bold letters. Do not gamble on football games. It's very simple. Like, I think he's lucky he wasn't kicked out of the league for doing that, because I believe if you're caught doing that, you're kicked out of the league. He's lucky he was like, there was like a reasonable I thought when I was injured that I was allowed to do it. Like, there's an actual, like, oh, there's a fuck up there. So it's understandable, but like, if he wouldn't have been hurt, oh, dude, that might have been his career. Like, they agreed to this. So it's weird when people bring up two different things. It's like, Deshaun Watson didn't agree to whatever, like, he agreed not to do conduct detrimental, whatever. That's like a 6-game take game. That's a totally different situation than what Jacoby did, or what our boy did. Like, and I feel bad for Calvin because it was a mistake. Like, I do understand. Like, yeah, and the nature of his bets weren't that serious anyway. But like, and I do understand his mistake. He just didn't know he couldn't gamble when he was on the injured list or dealing with his mental break from the league because he was on the behaviorment list. He thought like he was okay, which maybe he shouldn't have gotten a season. I do agree, but again, I think it's bad when people are like, Watson's only going to get a season just like Calvin Ridley. It's like, why would you compare Calvin to what Deshaun did? Deshaun's potentially a monster. Calvin Ridley just fucked up and made a mistake, but it's in his contract that he can't do that. It's very, very explicit. No, I'm not doing the Diamondback games tonight, Breeze. I'm doing it tomorrow afternoon though. Yeah, Jacoby's got a good arm when he's healthy. That was mind block. Yeah, time to roll out Brissett. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I hate when people do that. It's like, dude, please stop with the fucking Calvin Ridley comparisons. It makes Calvin Ridley look way worse when you do that for some. Like, in my head, I'm like, what did Calvin Ridley do? He bet on games. That doesn't seem like something that should be compared to what Deshaun Watson's accused of doing. One's like a serious crime and the other's a whoops-a-daisy. But again, one is like very much against the rules of the league. It's like, as bad as what Deshaun did, it's not like explicitly against the rules to do what he did. Yeah, I know. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying at this point, but like, Deshaun very bad what he might have did. Ridley probably should only got 8 games. Yeah, I know. I think that might have messed our plans up, Mike. How was the new Elvis movie? In a recent podcast that Tomlin said, oh yeah, he said no way in hell AB's coming back. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably for the best. I'm sad that Jacoby got injured and never really came back. The movie was long but good. Well, that's good at least. You guys want to start the fun stuff? Do we start low and then work our way toward the top? Let me put myself up here so I'm out of the way. Put forth by the NFL on its players. Yeah, I would agree, Tom. The NFL is kind of a weird organization sometimes. We'll work our way down. Okay, the guys who are listed there first, we'll put people in front of them. Those are all backups and guys who probably won't start this year. Guys like Joe Flacco, Teddy Bridgewater, Cam Newton, Baker Mayfield. We're going based on where they are right now. We're not going to do projected starting spots. Remember Winston's stats before the 14 and for the injury, 14-11, impressive for an unpredictable quarterback. Yeah, Jameis was on a roll, so I mean we never, Okay, though, you guys ready? All right, well, who is the 32nd rank? Let's see, 33, 34, 35, 30. Oh wait, right, 32 or 33, 34. 35. Oh, there's one extra. Whatever. So no matter what she can say, CC, this woman recommended. Yeah, exactly. The lady is well, that's how the NFL does all their punishments. They have some lady come in. All right, so let's take a peek. Mitchell Trubisky is the expected starter of the Steelers. You have Carson Wentz down here we could throw, but I don't think Carson's that bad. You've got young Davis Mills. He's kind of hot shit too. You got poopy Sam Darnold. You got Big Dan Jones. You got Drew Lock. And those are probably your worst starters, right? Yeah. All right, so out of those guys, one of these guys is going to be the worst one. Mitchell is the projected starter of the Steelers, I believe. So I'm guessing we're all probably thinking number 32 from Pittsburgh. I mean, there was also Drew Horsecock Lock, too. And he was really bad. Despite having lots of weapons in Denver, he never really did anything. And then he was just kind of threw on as a late part of the Russell Wilson trade. So how we feel on this? That was in my head. It was either Drew Lock or Mitch would be at 32. You have Mitch ranked 28. So maybe we're looking at Drew Lock because right now he would be the Seattle starter. I'm guessing. That's what we're just gonna go on that assumption. Because I would say that, maybe Sam Darnold would be the worst starter to some people. I mean, there is Sam Darnold there as well. Can't really go wrong here with who you pick. I think it would be between Mitch, personally, I think it's between Sam and Drew. Mitch might be, a little better off. Who knows? Anyone have any strong feelings? It looks like Mike's kind of leading Drew. I'm kind of leading Drew. I mean, it's to the point where I don't even think Seattle thinks he could succeed with all the weapons they have. So we'll throw Drew Lock as the 32nd ranked quarterback in the NFL as a starter. All right, let's move on to 31. It's kind of a grind. That would probably be Sam Darnold, right? I mean, that one seems like an easy sort of, if he's going to be the starter, he's one of the worst. Drew 32 is poo poo butt cheeks. Yeah, that's. I mean, he probably won't even be the starter. Baker will probably take his job, but I mean, I would imagine Sam Darnold now. Wow. Let's see. Hold on. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Oh yeah, we got an extra guy in there though. So 32 and 31 are placed. So we have to go to the next tier. So the two worst are Drew Lock and Sam Darnold. I don't think any quarterbacks that were drafted are expected to be starters this season, Tom. Maybe the kid for Atlanta might, but Mariota, I think, is projected to start. Oh, okay, so hold on, let me look at somebody. We're going to use Teddy Bridgewater as a stand-in for Marcus Mariota, because there is no Marcus Mariota picture. So this is Marcus Mariota for the Falcons. Because Matt Ryan's still in his Falcons gear. Yeah, we'll use Teddy Bridgewater as the Falcons fill-in for Marcus Mariota. My guess is Mariota goes next, right? At number 30. So I think that's where we're going to put old Teddy as Marcus Mariota fill-in. For sure, Mike. I'm guessing. Love Teddy in with wishing him success. Yeah, no, it's not actually Teddy Bridgewater that we're shitting on, by the way. This is Marcus Mariota that's filling the role for Teddy's being a placeholder for Marcus, who's the Falcons quarterback. I'm guessing that's going to be the next worst guy in terms of production this coming season. So, unless someone has a better option. It gets a little bit easier and more fun once we get rid of the doo-doo options. All right, so now we're down to what? We got 30, 31, 32, and now we're down to number 29. We've got Mitch. We've got Carson, Davis Mills, Daniel Jones, Jared Goff. I don't think Jared Goff's that bad. You got Ryan Tannehill. You got Zach Wilson. You got Justin Fields. You got Trevor Lawrence. So yeah, we've got kind of a little bit of a. These bottom guys are all kind of interchangeable. Yeah, in terms of production coming. Hey, what's up, Vent? You're just in time. What do you think of our list so far? Ignore the 3 backups. Those are guys we just put on the bottom. But so far we have Drew Lock as the potential 32nd worst starter in the NFL. He's probably just not going to be very good. And then we have Sam Darnold, based on the fact that he's right now he's Panther starter. So there's 32 and 31. And then Bridgewater is the fill-in for Marcus Mariota because there is no Marcus Mariota guy on here for whatever reason. So that's Marcus Mariota at number 30. We're just going based on who the starter would be like right now. And now we're kind of on number 29 trying to figure out, like, is this Zach Wilson? Is this Justin? And we're going down the, like, production based on what the season coming ahead. Yeah, I don't even think people knew he was the quarterback. Exactly, Ben. It's like, I don't even think they knew he was the guy. So we're going on production based on what's coming this season. So how good they're going to be during this coming season. My next guess would be, Mike even said Fields at 29. That's probably my guess too. Just because the Bears did like absolutely nothing to put around this dude. It's like, what is he supposed to do? Nothing again. So I'm kind of tempted to put Fields at this spot at 29. Again, this isn't like if they're bad or good. It's just like what we think they're going to be able to do with what's around them. Yeah, and I have him at 29. So we have him about that range. So now we're on what, 27? No, wait, 30, 28. You got your Zach Wilson guys types here. You got your Mitchell Trubisky's, Davis Mills. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he'll be better than he was last year, hopefully. My guess here is Zach Wilson's going to be a popular selection as well as Mitch Trubisky. My guess is Mitch. Just because we kind of know what Mitch can do. Oh, yeah, I'm at my dad's place for probably another week or two. Maybe 2 weeks. Mid-July or so. Then I'll be back in my apartment. But, anyway. So I'm guessing we're thinking Mitch here. At number 28. He seems like a 28 kind of guy, yeah. I don't think anyone would have any real beef with the Mitch Trubisky selection there. 27's a little interesting. You could put Zach Wilson here. I think you could put Davis Mills, Daniel Jones. Yeah, one of those guys. Those guys are the next 3 guys I think to get placed. Mills, Jones, and maybe Wentz and Wilson will probably get placed pretty quickly here. I'd probably put Daniel Jones next at 27. Or wait, 27, 28, 20, 28, 29, 30. So yeah, 27, probably Daniel Jones. Strong arguments can be made in either direction for one of the guys. But, you know, I don't know. I don't really have a set order in my head. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I'm kind of reaching out. And DJ and Wentz. Yeah, it seems like Daniel Jones seems like the safe pick here. Hold on. And then it would be between Wentz, Mills, and Wilson, I would say. These 3 guys are the next culprits to get put down. Let me do something here. Something like this for the next 3. Wentz, Mills, Wilson. What's up, Phil? You would say Wentz or Wilson? Yeah, that's kind of where Mills probably actually showed a lot more promise than any one of these guys. It's one of these 2. Let's see. 27, 28, 29, 30. Zach. Yeah, I would say it's Zach Wilson probably. Just because I would say Carson's probably a top 25 quarterback when he isn't being a fucking retard. So, I don't know. I don't think Carson belongs in this. Yeah, tougher division. Plus, you know, Zach kind of looked really bad at times last year. But that would put Carson Wentz as the 25th. We're not even going to falter with that one. Carson immediately goes to 25. So let's do a quick rundown. At 32, we have Drew Lock. At 31, Sam Darnold. At 30, we have the fill-in for Teddy Bridgewater, which is it's Marcus Mariota is who Teddy's filling in. So Marcus Mariota at 30. 29, we have Justin Fields. 28, Mitchell Trubisky. 27, Daniel Jones. 26 is Zach Wilson. 25 is Carson Wentz. I would say it's a pretty good start to this list so far. This is kind of how I'm thinking the league kind of runs. This is kind of, you know, I have almost no disagreements with this so far. This is probably exactly how I'd label the back end of the league. Yeah, not Tua yet, nah. All right, this is where it actually might get a little hard at 24. You got guys like Davis Mills. You've got Trevor Lawrence, who really didn't look that great, and we don't really know what he's going to do this season. You've got J-Mo. You've got Jared Goff. Yeah, I would say these guys are very likely to get placed next, but I mean, we can have the talks. But yeah, because you don't want to be like mean, but I would say Davis Mills probably goes at 24. Because again, the Texans really don't have that much for him to work with. The offensive line is still pretty bad. They're still kind of in a hard rebuild. So it's kind of one of those things where you could see a guy in his second year kind of struggling with all that. So I'd put Davis up here. I don't think he's a bad quarterback, but again, it's not the best situation. We'll figure out with Winston. Winston might be literally number 20 or in the 16 through 20 list. You might be right about that. I'm not really sure where to put J-Mo quite yet. All right, so we have 25 and 24 down. Now we're looking at 23. And I do really think it's between Jared Goff and Trevor Lawrence. I mean, it's kind of cool that, unless there's someone else I'm forgetting. There's also Matt Ryan, who plays for the Colts, but he's going to be way better. You're fine throwing Lawrence. Yeah, that's kind of where I was leaning to at 23. It's 25, 24, 23. And then we get down to 22, where we could start looking at guys like Aaron Rodgers, Tua, Russell Wilson, or no, just kidding, Josh Allen. I'm sort of leaning Allen here at 22. He's a little overrated. But I mean, I guess we can have that discussion when we get to it. What's up, Kenny? I like T-Law. I think he'll do better this season with Peterson, but number 23 is a good placement. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we forgot about Trey Lance. That's actually really good. I'd probably put Trey Lance here as well. If he's going to start, he'll probably do pretty well with what the 49ers have. We don't really know. He's kind of like basically a second-year rookie, so. You had fun today? I'm glad you had fun at your little thing you went and watched. Yeah, Trey Lance is perfect right there. So 25, 24, 23, 22. Last guy in the tier. Yeah, I'd put that's a good spot for Lance, I would say. Is this the Jared Goff spot? He's not necessarily a top 20 quarterback, but he isn't the Sentinel. Yeah, you know. Yeah, we should, I would have forgotten about Trey. I would have put him in like the top 5. He'd replace, so there's fine. Yeah, I mean, we could say that's Jimmy G as well if you want to. Either person works. I mean, that's Jimmy G or it's Trey Lance. It doesn't matter. It just works. Would Jared Goff be number 21 then? Kind of looking around. You got Jalen Hurts, but I think he belonged in 16 through 20. That's where like a lot of these guys sit. I'm just trying to figure out who might else sit here. I mean, there's Ryan Tannehill you could think of. Jared Goff. You got Jameis Winston. Kirk Cousins maybe, but he's going to have always big numbers. I do believe when he finishes the season, you'll rate him higher than when you're doing this next year. Yeah, I mean, potentially with Trey Lance. But right now, we just don't know what the book is on the kid. Yeah, we just seen Goff have a really bad year, so I think it goes like this, then Tannehill at 20, or maybe we can reverse it. Does that feel right? I mean, they're both pretty limited to what's around them. And they, both are Tanny over Goff. Yeah, I'll do that. Tannehill over Goff. That should be how it is. All right, here we go. Now we're breaking. Okay, so the top 20 goes like the 20 through 32 essentially is Drew Lock 32, Darnold 31, Marcus Mariota, Teddy Bridgewater. Just pretend this is Marcus Mariota. At number 30, 29 Fields, number 28 Trubisky. Number 27, Jones. Number 26, Zach Wilson. 25, Wentz. 24, Mills. 23, Lawrence. 22, Lance. 21, Goff. And 20, Tannehill. That feels right. Pretty good so far. All right. Number 19. The non-Patriots fans are all like, when are we allowed to say it? Anyway, I would place Mac at 15 if I'm being honest. They put him at the middle of the pack. I would literally put Mac at 15. But I mean, we can see when we get to that point. Yeah, I would say so. I would say back half of. I would say number 15. We'll get to that when we get to there. Someone else can maybe make a bit better argument. But again, if you're kind of doubting it, I mean, the team got better for the Patriots on offense, and Mac had one of the better rookie seasons of all time. So Raiders wouldn't be a dark horse team. They're just a good team that could be better this year. Let's see. We're on number 19 right now. When I look at 19, I think of guys like Kirk Cousins. I think of Jameis Winston. I think of a Jalen Hurts. I think of... These are the next 3 guys in my mind. Braves are choking right now. Well, that's good. Yeah, congrats on your Astros getting a no-no. Winston at 19. Yeah, just because we're not really sure what the Saints are going to look like. The injuries are always a big question mark. Jameis is coming off injuries, so 19 feels appropriate. We're running out of names down here, aren't we? No, Tigers are playing, let me look. They should be on, like, right now. Yeah, they're about to start in a few minutes. I'm just not covering the game tonight because they're not starting for a while. Yeah, it's a whole question mark with them. So now we look to who might be next. I mean, we got your Dax. Dax and fucking one of these ones. Jalen? Dolphins do feel a little overrated, Breeze. I agree. Jalen, Kirk, one of these guys, or maybe both. Just kind of a. We're looking at 18 right now, so. I mean, I can chart to you what I think the actual order is. For what I think this bottom should look like. Boom, boom, boom. But maybe Tua. No, I have Tua a lot higher than that. I would have Tua, if he's in 16 through 20, he's going to be 16. I would even put Tua at 14, slightly ahead of Mac, just because he is fucking weapon-wise loaded. And that's kind of what we're ranking on his production. But I think Mac still is going to have a better year. So I'm kind of putting him at 16 in my head. Because it would be 18, 17, 16 is how I kind of view this. Or maybe even like this. 18, 17, 16. I'll show you. 18, 17, and 16. But again, I might have Tua a little too low. Yeah, that Grand Slam was awesome. But I think this isn't super unfair. And then at 15, I'd throw Mac up. And that'd complete our top 50 or our bottom 15 QBs. His inability to win primetime games, I think, is gonna actually be an issue. Don't be shocked if Kellen Mond isn't threatening his job by the end of the year. I have a different opinion on this. That might be my hot take heading into this season. I could see a situation in which Kirk Cousins doesn't end the season as a starter in Minnesota. Kellen Mond is really talented, man. He was literally directly compared to Patrick Mahomes. And I don't know. We'll see. So I think I'm going to keep it like this. But, I mean, I could see where you maybe would switch Kirk and Mac around, or maybe move Mac down a couple, move Tua up one, move Mac down to where Tua. I could see maybe playing around, but I think overall this isn't a bad top 15. Or bottom 15, I guess you could say. Are we good with this going forward? We'll start on the top 14 guys. I just don't know about Tua as well. I'm always very questionable about a guy who had the same offensive output as Davis Mills being this high. I don't really know about that. We'll see. That's where I feel more comfortable. I'm going to be very honest. I keep remembering that Tua put up the exact same stats as Davis Mills. And it's like, why is he so high, actually? You know what I mean? It's like, why are we kind of poo-pooing Davis Mills when he did the same as the great Tua on a much worse team? I don't know. Anyway, we'll move on from that point, right? Tua, but again, Tua also has Tyreek Hill now, so it's fucking bullshit. All right, we'll go with number 14. What are we thinking? You've definitely got your guy like Kyler Murray, who would probably be a very strong candidate at 14. You've got Dak Prescott, who'd be a great candidate at 14. Matt Ryan's top 10 probably. Matt Ryan could be in that conversation with the Colts as well, but he'll probably have a fucking big season. At 14, I'm kind of thinking Dak. No, he's always going to have, like, top 10 production, but, I mean, doesn't really do shit for the Cowboys. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, he'll probably have top 10 stats, but, I mean, fucking they'll finish, like, barely win the division or just lose it, so he kind of puts up a lot of empty kind of bullshit numbers, it feels like. Yeah, the loss of Amari Cooper. They lost a lot of their offensive line. I mean, they have a good run game, but how's Zeke going to look now as he gets older and a little bit more banged up? Number 13 now. You got Carr, Murray. Matt Ryan. Kind of gets it's gonna start getting hard. I feel like we're missing Matty Ice at 13. I'm not opposed, just because we really don't know what it's gonna look like year one with the Colts. We don't know how everyone developed because they're a super young receiving core. It's the offensive line will be fine. The coaching will be good. It's just how's everything going to kind of mold together. There's a lot of question marks there. The Colts will probably make the playoffs with this situation. But again, how efficient is he going to be? He's getting older. I'll buy 13 at Matty Ice. Because this also makes 11 and 12 a lot easier if we want to throw Kyler Murray and Carr right there. I mean, Lamar's a top 10 quarterback. I don't know. I mean, we could put Lamar at 10, but, outside of that, it's hard to argue with Lamar. He's not a top 10 guy. The only two here who aren't top 10 quarterbacks are Kyler Murray and Derek Carr. In this order for me, yeah, I agree. It would be Kyler and then Derek at 11. So 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Especially since Derek Carr is going to have Devontae Adams now. That's going to be fucking wild to watch. And Hopkins is going to miss like the first 6 games of the season. So there's some question marks there for the Arizona Cardinals a bit early on in terms of total production output. Because with Kyler Murray, you either get a top 5 quarterback or a bottom fucking 28 quarterback. There's no in between. So like the average is like really weird with him. Plus, he's also 5'0". So, he's a little 4'5" Kyler Murray. Did you know that he's actually smaller than the football that they play with? You can't literally convince me otherwise. I've actually seen pictures of Kyler Murray holding the football where he's smaller than it. Yeah, we're going based on this upcoming season, so it's a little confusing. But it's also this list makes way more sense when it's like a predictive list. Because if it was based on last year, Mac Jones would be 2, Brady would be 1. It is what it is. Aaron would be 32. All right, number 10. Russell Wilson. This is actually really fucking hard right now. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe do we do Deshaun Watson just because we don't know? I have no idea how the guy's going to play. If he's the Deshaun Watson of old, he'll come in and kill the league. But we have no idea. We're going to go on the assumption he's not suspended for the season. This is if he plays and there is no suspension, right? What's up, Curtis? There's no problem. He plays the whole season, maybe misses 3-4 games. But if he plays, he will be a top 10 quarterback. It is what it is. It's hard to put him there because of everything going on. But, like, in all honesty, he's a top fucking 5 quarterback if he can play. But I think this is just the easiest way to start off the 10 and get him out of the way. All right. Let's move on to the hardest part, number 9. My guess here is Russell Wilson. His talent plus team. Yeah, exactly. Talent plus team. Yeah, exactly. Here are the people who I don't think would be numbered. I'm going to put the people I think are 1 through 5 at the front of the line. So maybe we can all kind of agree on that. Brady's out of this conversation. Rodgers is out. Dipshit's out. This other dipshit's out of the conversation. And fucking this idiot. These 5 I don't think are in the bottom 9. These are your top 5 somewhere, I believe. Right now in the NFL, these are probably your top 5. These guys will get you the best offensive production. They're going to make your team win a lot of games. I was going to say Herbert, but I like Wilson more. Yeah, I think this is the spot for Wilson just because, I think he's going to kind of look good again. Yeah, I agree, then. So I kind of like Wilson at 9. He could be better. He could be a little, but, I mean, he's got a lot of weapons to work with in Denver, so. Plus, Russ just really needs an offensive line, and they kind of have one of them, so. Plus, again, Hackett's a really good coach, so, I mean, that'll be fun to watch. Number 8, you've got, I think, Herbert, Burrow, and Jackson. Herbert here, probably. I think he's going to have great numbers like he usually does. But, I mean, until this guy actually, wins some games and puts his team in the playoffs, I don't really feel comfortable putting him ahead of Lamar, who's won playoff games and put his teams in the playoffs, or ahead of Burrow, who's put his team in the Super Bowl. You know, there is just something wrong. It's kind of like Dak Prescott, where there's a lot of production, but the production doesn't necessarily always equal to wins. It's even more dramatic in the case of Justin Herbert. And it's weird because they have so much talent on that team. It seems like they're just doing something wrong. And it kind of puts a little bit of a damper for me on Herb. And here's my argument against putting Burrow there. The only weakness this team had on offense last year was the offensive line. And if you go look at what the Bengals added, they have arguably a top 10 offensive line right now. If you go look at all the raw pieces, all the players they added in, it's oh, whoa. They actually have a good line now. So I really don't see for me, it's almost 6 and 5, 5 and 6. One of these two could be changed. In my opinion, anyway. If that makes any sense. What's up, Daniel? So I guess my review would be I'd put Lamar at 7. Again, that's because they traded his receiver. I don't really know what the receiving core outside of Andrews is going to look like. I'm sure Lamar will have them looking good and winning games, and so that's probably why I'd go that. I mean, you can argue against it, and if you have a strong argument, I would probably. This is what my top 6 through 10. I mean, maybe you might change a few guys, but I'd go 10 is Watson just because we don't know. Russell Wilson, just again, kind of the unknown. It could take a year to develop, but it'll still be something really great to watch. And then you look at Herbert. It's a similar situation to Dak, where it seems there's high production and a lot of output, but what does that mean for the team? We don't really know yet. It hasn't meant anything yet. You know what I mean? That's really what it means. It's not trying to be mean to Herbert. He's a great young quarterback, but it hasn't done anything. You know what I mean? The production has resulted in nothing. He's won a trophy for Rookie of the Year. That's what he's got. And that's what his production has resulted in. McCorkle Jones has more playoff appearances than him. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, all right. And arguably the Chargers have more talent than the Patriots do on a roster-to-roster basis. I mean, give McCorkle Jones all them weapons that they got in fucking San Diego. I mean, come on. Or Los Angeles Chargers. All right. Lamar, again, we don't really know what his weapons are going to look like. We don't know what the team around him is going to look like. It's kind of always hard to tell, but we know he's going to probably have this team winning games. They'll potentially be the favorite to win the division based on their defense. They're going to win games. So, and he's going to have crazy numbers and look like a fucking crackhead. It is what it is. And Joe Burrow, we don't really know if that was just kind of like a flash in the pan thing. But again, it's really hard to put guys who've never played in the Super Bowl above this dude. Especially when they fixed like their only viable weakness on that side of the ball, which is the offensive line. Everything else is like really perfect. Okay, again, I put Stafford at 5. Now here comes the debate. Comes the fun part. You've got Allen, you've got Mahomes, you've got Rodgers, and you've got Tom Brady for your 1 through 4. When I think of the rules here and the thing we kind of laid out, these two are not yet in discussion. I look to these two at number 4, and I'm like, boy, oh boy. You lost Devontae Adams, and you lost Tyreek Hill. You lost all your receivers and only gained a Christian Watson. Patrick Mahomes gained a decent amount of guys to fill the void. Man. You got the veteran Rodgers who should be able to build up receivers like it's nobody's business, but that's not exactly something that's happened. And you've got Mahomes who we don't really know if he can build a receiver up. It's this weird thing where it's like, whoa, what do we think here? Ven, what's your opinion on this? Do you think Mahomes will have a better production output? How do you feel about this? Do you think Rodgers should go 4 here? And again, this isn't that he's not better than Mahomes. I think he is, and he clearly is. Or that do I think he's better than Josh? By a lot, he's better than Josh Allen. But do you think Rodgers should go here? Yeah, that's kind of, I think we're all kind of on the same page. It's like, dude, we don't know what that team's going to look like without Tay. I mean, they won all their games without him. It's not like they're going to be bad. That's why he's literally at 4. But I think it's going to be interesting to see what exactly the Packers are now. Because they didn't just lose Devontae. They lost a few other guys. And that's why I want to put Mahomes at 3. We don't really know what he's going to look like without Tyreek. I mean, as much as big, well, you got all these new guys. Again, Tyreek Hill's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and it may be unanimous depending on how his career winds up. You know what I mean? Like, they did just lose like the best receiver of a generation. So it's going to be tough. Now, here's the fun part. There are no Bills fans watching, correct? There's none of you dirty-ass Buffalo Bills fans watching? Yeah, I know. Dude, they're so lucky that they're in Miami. That's literally all it is. Because I need to hear a reason as to why Brady shouldn't be number 1. This dude didn't have 2 of his number 1 wide receivers. He didn't have Evans and Godwin for a lot of the season. And this man threw for 56 touchdowns, or was it 53 touchdowns and almost 5,000 yards to nobody's again? And you're meaning to tell me that he's not going to hit just about 60 touchdowns and about fucking 5,300 yards if his team stays healthy? At 46, like, you really don't think that's going to happen? At 45, he didn't have his best options, and he was the leading passer. Yeah, they won't have Godwin early, but they'll have Mike Evans right away. So that's, they'll have one of them at least. But like with Josh, his team is also complete. It's so hard to choose between two, and Josh has the running element to his game, so he can add that production. And they kind of added a running back, but Tampa doesn't really have any holes. But yeah, we'll see if Gronk probably come back at some point. But we're looking at teams as they are now. It's like if they played, this is what I think would happen. If they played, I think the Bucks win. But again, my bias here may be a problem. I'm not exactly the best guy to do these kind of lists with Brady. You could switch Brady, and Josh around. It wouldn't hurt my feelings. But again, I could imagine Tom hitting 60 touchdowns this year if everyone stays healthy. And I say that, and no one said LOL at me. You notice that? No one was like, dude, he won't throw 60 touchdowns. Like, no one wants to make that definitive statement. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, fuck, dude. He almost did last year, and he didn't have shit for receivers. He had fucking Tyler Johnson. This dude's brain is just getting better and better at football, but his body isn't breaking down. Like, that's usually the trade-off. You get so mentally aware of the game, but at that point you got to go coach. Brady's able to still play with the mindset of a fifth-year coach already. He's like, oh, motherfuckers. So in his head, he's probably it's probably one of the craziest things to try to explain. It's he knows the game so well because he's been in it for so long, and it's almost unfair because by now most guys who understand the game at his level are coaching or they can't physically play anymore. The body breaks down before you get to where Brady understands, and he hasn't yet. Yeah, exactly, Ven. And I think that's a good list, actually. I think that's a pretty solid. I wish I would have saved it, but you can screenshot it or whatever, and people, whatever. I think that's a good list. I think that was a good list. How'd our likes do today? Hey, we had 16 likes. That was a pretty good stream. I'm probably going to start to wrap her up, though, guys, because it is 10:30, and I didn't want to go too super late or long or anything. So that's going to probably be it. We'll go live tomorrow afternoon for the Tigers and Diamondbacks finale. Let's go see how the Tigers are doing. Hopefully they're winning right now. Let me check something. No score. All right, but we'll do another NFL stream potentially Monday on my birthday or on Thursday because there is no Tigers game that day as well. So there will be another NFL stream this week, so be ready for that. We could rank other stuff, we could rank draft picks and rookies and have fun doing that kind of thing. I'll try to find an interesting ranking thing to do with these streams to keep attention and kind of just keep it fun. Kamara he's probably going to get 6 games for the fight. Yeah, Morgan, I'm taking out, man. I'm sorry. It's a fun stream to rewatch. I'm glad to see you're doing good, Morgan. But yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm about to take off. It's 10:30 and I want to go hang out and stuff. So it's in the Discord main chat. Oh, there we go. It's there we go. We got it saved. I wish Kamara didn't get suspended because the drunk guy. Yeah, I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't get suspended, but he's probably going to get a few games. We could talk more about that on either Monday or Thursday, then, or in the Discord even. Just pop in there But yeah, that one will be interesting because it's the Vegas. But it sounds like he's not even going to get jail time, which we all thought he was going to get jail time. But now it sounds like Vegas isn't even going to put him in jail for it, so he might not get in much trouble. It's 5:30 where you're at. Sheesh. Stay safe out there, Morgan, man. I'm glad to see you're all right. It's always nice to hear back from you, my friend. Stay safe out there. Don't get captured. They're charging motherfuckers with mercenary charges. If the Russians get you, they're gonna hit you with mercenary shit. So hopefully you're not getting paid by anybody. Hopefully you're not a soldier of fortune, as they say. And if you are, just don't get caught, my friend. Stay low. Morgan's like, fuck. They're doing what? Volunteer? There we go. Glad to hear, because 2 guys got busted and they were getting the death penalty in Russia, and it's brutal. But just stay safe, my friend Morgan. Glad to hear you're on volunteer status. At least you're not getting fucking paid, because poof, that would be brutal. All right, though, everyone. I want to get out of here. It's starting to get it's pretty fucking warm in this room I'm in. My computer is running pretty hot, so thank you guys for a fun stream. It's always fun to talk NFL. Thanks for showing up when you were able to. Let's see. I want to see how this did on the view count. Ooh, my channel dashboard. Oh, about 90 views. Not bad. See, that's pretty good. It's pretty good for an NFL stream. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. It was a fun stream. You guys have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow, and if I don't see you then, I'll probably see you maybe Monday for a stream I do on my birthday if I stream, and yada, yada, yada. Just follow the schedule that's posted on the channel. It's pretty accurate. Have a great rest of your night, morning, day, wherever you are, wherever you're listening. Stay safe out there, Morgan. And the rest of you guys, thank you so much for a fun chat. Again, Morgan, it's a fun stream to listen back to anyway. So we do a little NFL chat, then we just have fun ranking shit. So, all right, everyone. Peace out. Have a great night. Go Lions, go Tigers, and, of course, go Patriots. I'll see you when I see you next. Have a great night.